for coming. This is going to be a fun show. You guys ready? I'm like excited. Let's do this, right? Come on, make some noise. Do it. The show is being recorded for a CD, so we're recording live. I am being recorded right now. I'll be honest with you, every bone in my body is screaming, don't mess it up! Don't mess this up. A couple things to get out of the way. We all have cell phones, right? Yes? Let's take out those cell phones. Let's put them on silent. Doesn't really matter. There's no reception. We're in the basement of a TJ Maxx. It's okay. If you do choose to take pictures, go ahead and take pictures. We ask that if you upload them to social media, put them with the hashtag Milwaukee Comedy. That would be great if you did that. So take as many pictures of my glorious face as you want. Any other of the performers as well. What else we got to get out of the way? We got a great show for you tonight. Some of Milwaukee's best comedians are here, so you guys should be excited about that. Yeah? Yeah. I'm just trying to feel the vibe of this room. You guys are very hesitant right now, and you don't know what to expect. Let me tell you, it's going to be good. A little bit about myself. My name's Tyler Menz. I'm from Milwaukee as well. A little bit more about myself. This is my real voice. This is it. So I hope you guys are ready to buckle up. We've got all night of this. There'll be others, but a lot of this. It works out really well. It works out really well because by day, I'm a third grade teacher. Yeah, all right. More teachers? As it happens, this is the exact tone of voice you need to cut over the noise of 38-year-olds. By that I mean 38-year-olds. Let me demonstrate, in case you're like not feeling it. I'll demonstrate. Watch this. Here we go. Trevor! Trevor! Put that cigarette down! Trevor! No, you can't vape in here! Make better choices! See, this is the best type of voice you can have. The best. We do want to give thanks to Matt Kemple, Milwaukee Comedy, and Adam Loading for putting on this show. Can we give a round of applause for that guy? Yeah. Really good. Awesome. We'll be selling, just so you know, we'll be selling CDs on the way out. There'll be CDs from Comedic Release 2, so make sure to pick one of those up. They're great. They're very funny. Listen to it today in the car ride over here. They're excellent, so make sure to grab one of those. You guys ready to start? Yeah. You guys ready to start? Okay, good, because I've got like a few more minutes of this. Received some bad news today. I did. I received some bad news. I found out what my porn name would be. You guys know this game? The porn name game? You're saying no. You've never heard of the porn name game? Not familiar. Not familiar. Well, sir, you're in luck. I'm going to teach you what the porn name game is. Porn name game is what your name would be if you were in a porno. It's easy. Here's how you play. You got really like intense there for a second, guys. Is this guy for real? I'm gonna find out what my porno name would be. Here's how you play. You take. You start out. You take the name of your childhood pet. Boom. First name. Then you take the name of the street you grew up on. Boom. Second name. Put them together. That's your porno name. Some people have great porn names. My wife's porn name. Muffins Milwaukee. I'll take it. I like it. I'm bagging muffins. I love it. I do not have a good porn name, ladies and gentlemen. My porn name is Crackers Martin Luther King Boulevard. What am I supposed to do with that information now? Actually, just got back from a trip. I went to the South. And on my trip, I went to the most magical, wonderful place an adult human in America can go. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I went to the Atlanta airport. Made it there. It's the best. Have you guys been there? Guys, they have a subway system and a Brookstone. What are we doing in Milwaukee? We have neither of those. They have better public resources in the Atlanta airport than we do in our city. It's wonderful. I was traveling down, passed through the Atlanta airport. I went to Savannah and Charleston. I really liked it. I enjoyed my time there. I found something out that's really interesting about the South. In the South, they have this phrase that they use when it's very, very hot. They use this special phrase when it's really, really hot. They say it's oppressively hot. How appropriate for the South. Because if anyone knows anything about oppression, that's those people down there, right? I tried using it. I was talking to a guy who was waiting for a bus. I was like, man, it's hot. You can say it's oppressively hot. He looked at me and was like, no, man, you can't use that. That's ours. And to go to my southern friend, and he was like, no, it's all right, man. He's with me. He's cool. He can say oppressively hot. It's fine. It's fine. I like this comedy thing. I do. It's important, though. I want to do this for a living. I think that's what it's my dream. I want to do it for a living. It's important, though, I think, to have a fallback, right? So in case this comedy thing doesn't work, I do have a fallback, something that I'll go back to. I'll go back to my original career path of being one of the white guys that plays against the Harlem Globetrotters, right? Because I've got the right build for it, right? Just doughy and Caucasian. I can bounce past like a motherfucker, though. I can bounce past the hell out of them all. You guys are really hesitant out here. I don't know. Are you doing okay? Are you doing all right? We're still doing good. Okay. I am a teacher. I enjoy teaching children. It's one of my passions in life. I like teaching kids because kids just say weird stuff, and it makes for the best of days. It does. This happened Friday. No, I'm sorry. This happened Thursday. Actually happened Thursday. I'm not making that up. Happened in the cafeteria. I was talking to a little child in my class. He's a little boy. He's very shy, trying to get him to come out of his shell. I was like, hey, bud, what do you like doing for fun? You know, third day of school, trying to get to know your kids. What do you like doing for fun? And he looks up at me and goes, well, I like playing soccer. I was like, oh, cool, that's great, man. I like playing soccer, too. And then this weird little girl next to him chimed in. She was like, I like looking at spiders. This is what she was doing. She's like grabbing at the air. And she's not looking at me. She goes, I like looking at spiders. Not real ones, though, just on pictures. Those things are nasty. That happened Thursday in the cafeteria of the school in Milwaukee. I love it. I do. They say other things that just make my day. I was taking my kids on a field trip one day, and we went to the Milwaukee Museum. Or I'm sorry, we went to the Milwaukee Zoo, not the museum. We went to the zoo, and it was one of those days where it was kind of like on again, off again rain. Kind of like today, right? On again, off again. You couldn't make up its mind. So we're at the zoo, it starts raining on us, and my kids are just acting horrible. They're acting worse than the weather. Just acting like just yelling at things. Just screaming, running around. So it starts raining, and I have no choice but to take them inside. So the closest building was the primate house. Yeah, it's the worst idea in the world. Why? So we get in there, and they just immediately start going bananas. No pun intended. They're just going insane. They're yelling, oh man, look at that one! Oh, he's beating his poop! Oh, look at that one! And then we got over to the baboons, the ones with the big red butts, you know? And then one of them turns and just bends over in front of the glass. Just like spreading its cheeks. Look, oh my God, look at his big red butt! Mr. Man, look at his big red butt! Oh my God! And then I just heard the tiniest little voice next to me. The tiniest little voice out of the corner of my ear. I hear, it's a good day. What? A good day? Oh man. You guys are fun. You guys are ready for the show, right? Yeah? Thanks for noise. Okay, good. Good. Awesome. Great. You guys like to see an impression? Sure. Yes? One person wants to see an impression. Great. Lady, you're in for a treat. You. You guys want to see an impression? Come on, make some noise. Come on, you got it. We're recording. Alright guys, here's my impression. My impression is of a turtle. A turtle. A turtle, what were you expecting? That felt good, because no one listening to the CD is going to get that. No one's going to understand. That's for us. That's for you and me. We're making this special tonight. How am I doing on time? Am I good? Someone? Okay. Guy in front says I'm good. Okay. Let's keep it rocking. Let's keep it going. What else do I want to talk about? Shoot. You know what? I've run out of ideas. Well, heck. What do I do now? You know what? I think I know what I'll do. I'm going to bring up the next comedian. Are you guys ready for the next comedian tonight? Yeah? Let's do it. Let's bring her up. This next comedian is a producer of the Ragtime Comedy Hour. It's a show that's going to happen right here in this space, September 26th. Put your hands together for the very funny Lasan Wood.
So I have a face, and I have a face that when I'm looking right at you, or maybe when I'm looking at you from the side, it kind of looks like I'm giving you a dirty look. But I'm not, that's just the way my face is. But I found that it's caused me some issues socially. For instance, I've been hanging out with this new group of people, and I went up to them one day, I'm like, just so you guys know, I'm not giving you a dirty look. I think you're really cool, that's just the way my face is. And they're like, oh, we know. We just don't like you as a person. I was actually raised a little bit sheltered. For instance, my mom wouldn't let me play with Barbies while I was growing up. I think she was too afraid that they would turn me into a slut. And all I can say is, joke's on you, Mom. I'm a lesbian. Just kidding, I'm not actually a lesbian. I'm not a lesbian, but I do love Arby's. Love Arby's. Growing up, though, I also had my father. He was a transsexual, and he also suffered from obsessive-compulsive disorder. So we played a lot of fun games when I was a kid. Like at the grocery store, we'd play Find the Fullest Applesauce Jar, which was fun. And then I appreciate him so much because he also taught me my place as a woman. Like he would have me walk behind him 5 paces behind him in the mall. And so I could take notes to tell him how convincing he was dressed up. And that sounds like it would be really hard, but not for the reason you think, because that bitch had amazing legs. Amazing. My parents were also into the arts, and so I actually have 2 older brothers. I have an older brother that plays the violin. I have an older brother that plays the piano, and they took one look at me and they said, dancer's body, obviously. So they put me in ballet. That didn't last very long. They actually ended up withdrawing me from ballet and putting me in football. And the thing is that I have the calves and the shoulders of a linebacker, but it's not fair because I always felt like my strength was at wide receiver. So I just feel shortchanged all around when it comes to that. But people don't really see me as very girly, they don't. And I think that is because I was raised by my 2 older brothers primarily. So I'm fortunate enough to have all of the insane insecurities of a nerdy 15-year-old and all of the delightful, obnoxious qualities of a frat boy, all kind of, like smashed into this, as my mother would call it, surprisingly soft body. But the thing is I don't think that people really appreciate all the work that I put into maintaining this body. Like, I have to go out to eat all the time, sometimes twice in one day. You have to drink alcohol constantly, right? And do you know how painful it is to keep eating after you're already full? It's really hard. It's really hard. I am Korean and adopted, in case any of you guys were curious, which I find is the best way to disappoint a man with an Asian fetish. You just kind of see the light go out in his eyes when he realizes that he's not going to meet my 4'11" mother who force feeds him kimchi, or my hotter older sister he'll never be able to fuck. But it's nice though, because some guys, they'll stick around and they'll try to like me for me. So And then I feel less objectified when I go over to their apartments and it's nothing but anime posters and jiu-jitsu trophies everywhere. And of course, I wouldn't be mad. I would never be mad at anybody for having a type, because I actually have two types of guys that I go for all the time. And they are not interested and, hey, what's your friend's name? I do have a friend that likes to go out Boy Scouting all the time. I don't know if you're familiar with this. This means she likes to meet men at bars. That's just not for me, but I'll still go out because I like drinking. And we'll go into the bar and she'll point and she'll be like, which ones? And I'll look over and it's just a long line of plaid button-ups and khaki cargo shorts. You can't tell where one guy starts and the other one ends. Except sometimes there's a guy in like plaid shorts and a khaki shirt and you think he's upside down for a second. But what she'll do, she'll go up to a guy and she'll say every single time, do you want to buy me a shot? And you fuckers will do it every single time without fail. And I'm like, why don't you use your powers of persuasion for something good? We passed a homeless man on the way in here. He looks like he could use a shot. You're just going to use it to live with the bad decisions you're going to make later. To make matters worse, as far as me on the dating front, I currently live above the two hottest college chicks on the face of the planet. You know the type, they're artists, and vegans, and I'm kind of gross. And so God forbid I actually invite a guy over to my place, he'll get lost on the way upstairs with like the siren calls of the pillow fights that turn into tickle fights, and I'll be at the top of the stairs, I have the Dungeons and Dragons board all set up. Oh, another one bites the dust. I have been out on one date recently. Thank you. I knew he was kind of serious because he took me to P.F. Chang's. But since I hadn't dated anyone for a while, my girlfriends were telling me, Lasan, remember that the first date sets the tone of the relationship. And so I kept that in mind, and after the goodnight kiss, I turned around and realized he had just kissed me in front of a Nickelback poster. And I'm not sure about you, but I'm pretty sure that means it's not going anywhere. I have been trying actually to work out a lot more lately. I've been working out and drinking protein shakes with creatine in them. And one of my friends told me, they're like, Lasan, you realize that that is one step away from steroids, right? And I don't know if that's true or not, but I did start growing a tiny penis. Which was amazing, because I've never felt so in touch with my culture in my entire life. I'm really... I'm really lucky, though. I have a very diverse group of friends, but sometimes some people who are not Asian will say things that are a little culturally insensitive, and when I put this out to them, they'll be like, Lasan, don't worry, you're basically white. I'm like, ooh, like the real Americans, thank you. I'm like, listen, just because I like going to farmers markets and I can't dance, that doesn't make me basically white. That makes me a loser. Just because I like going to brunch and drinking beer and like Chicago sports teams. Yeah. That doesn't make me basically white. Maybe liking the Packers would. That makes me an alcoholic. But I really don't understand why we say these things to each other anyway. Like, I wouldn't go to the Humane Society and adopt an orange cat and bring him home and be like, well, you're living with me now, looks like you're basically Siamese. Or I wouldn't go and adopt a dog and bring him home. You're like, well, you're living with me now. It looks like you're basically dinner. All right, guys, thank you so much. That was my
together and I can introduce my next comic of the night. You guys ready? Make some noise. This guy is lovable, oh so lovable. You can catch him on the Hot Dogs and Hamburgers tour, comedy tour happening in October all over the Midwest. Put your hands together for the lovable Mr. JJ!
Y'all ready to have some fun? Give me a hell yeah! So I called my wife before she comes home from work. I said, hey babe, I need a t-shirt. Can you bring me a t-shirt before you come home? She said, sure. What kind do you want? I said, really doesn't matter. I just need a t-shirt. So she comes home, she gives me the bag. I pull out the shirt, and across the front it says, the hippies were right. I repeat, the hippies were right. Now I can't get mad because like I said, I didn't give her any preference of what kind of shirt I wanted. So I put the shirt on, and I go out and do my errands. So as I'm walking up on the store, a white guy stops me. He says, hey, do you know what a hippie is? And I said, I believe a hippie is someone who advocates free speech, does a ton of illegal drugs, and tries to hump anything with legs. He said, well, do you know any black hippies? I said, yes, we call them rappers. I'm a little tired of the N-word nonsense. Nigga, nigger. They don't really know what they want to do with this word. Some people are actually trying to outlaw it, get rid of it. Me personally, I find that we should maybe find a more constructive way to maybe use this word. Maybe as like a deterrent of some kind. I'll give you an example. Wisconsin, as a whole, drinks entirely way too much. What if we took the word shots as it pertains to alcohol and substituted it with the N-word? Stay with me. All I'm saying is the DUIs in this state might be at an all-time low if when you went to the bar, you had to go up to the bartender and say, I want 4 niggas for me and my friends. Or how about this? Society's youth, our youth are failing. What if we took every failing grade and substituted it with the N-word? I'm just saying, maybe our youth might try a little harder to succeed if when they failed, their parents had to talk to them and say, listen, you'll never get into college with all these niggas on your report card. Just a thought. A little bit about me. When I become drunk, I become a genius. Me and my cousin were sitting on his couch, pretty wasted. And he says to me, he says, hey, we really need to get up because we got to go across town. So we need to sober up. So me, thinking on my feet, said, well, the quickest way to sober up is if we go to the store and buy more liquor. Seeing as how he didn't want to argue with a genius, he agreed. But he said, but we're too drunk to drive. So how are we going to get there? I said, don't worry. I can handle driving because I have Irish in my fantasy football league. So I'm fine. He said, no, I don't think so. So I said, okay, I'll walk. So I put some clothes on and I'm walking down the street as I'm walking down the street, convincing myself I'm not as drunk as I am, and a truck pulls up alongside of me and stops like 30 feet in front and pulls over. And they roll down the window and they yell out my name, "Hey, JJ!" So right then and there, I realized that I have to not look as drunk as I am. Then most drunk guys, when they try to straighten up, they straighten up and then they check to make sure they have everything. They check, make sure they think it's still in place. And so I made all the right adjustments, and I walk up to the car, and I look in the window, and lo and behold, it's my pastor from my church. So right away, I'm relieved that I made sure my dick was still attached. Because you don't want to talk to your pastor without your dick in place. You know what I mean? That God probably frowns on something like that. So he looks at me and says, "Hey, JJ, it's nice to see you. We've been missing you recently at church." Now, when he said this to me, I realized that I have to have a conversation with this man. And I'm going to let you know a little something. There's a little guy living up here. He only has one job. His job is to take the message that's in my brain and deliver it to my mouth so I can talk like a regular human being. But he's been off his rocker a little bit lately. And a few times we've gotten to it. But now he knows how I feel, so I should be okay. So I tell my pastor, I say, well, my work schedule has become really rigorous, so I can't come to church as much as I would like to. He said, "Oh, JJ, don't worry about it, I understand." So then he says, "Did you hear about the little boy that got shot last week? It's so upsetting. I can't believe that in this day and age, we can't stop these innocent killings." And so now I have to come up with a reply. My reply is, the way to stop these innocent killings, we first must find a way to get the guns out of these teenagers' hands. Otherwise, they will continue to ruin their lives and innocent bystanders' lives as well. Got the thought in my head, and now it's delivered to my lips. I'm ready to speak. In order for us to stop these innocent killings, we must first take the vodka out of the gummy bears. Otherwise, these teenagers will kill every dildo they see. Now, when I say this, I automatically realize that something went wrong. And now I'm pissed at this guy up here. And so I start to let him know how pissed I am out loud. Unfortunately, my pastor thinks I'm talking to him. And so I say, "You are a shitty messenger. You got one job, is to deliver a message, and when I need you, you keep fucking it up." I wish you were standing on this curb right next to me right now so I could put my foot in your ass. So I'm saying my piece, and now I'm looking at my pastor's face. And I see his face, and then I realize that he thinks I was talking to him. And I tried to rectify it, but before I can rectify the situation, my pastor said, "Listen here, I don't care what you think about me. I don't care what you think about what I do. But I find it appalling and disrespectful that you will walk these streets in this condition. You're high." And I looked at Pastor and I said, "Pastor, I am not high, but I'll be honest with you. I've been drinking niggas all day." I'm Mr. JJ. You guys are a good crowd. Thank you.
everybody. Come on, give it up. Really excited to introduce our next guest. You can catch him September 6th at the comedy show at Sakatumi. That's right, sushi and comedy. You're going to love it. I think I'm going to start a Aerosmith cover band with this guy. We're going to call it Steven Tyler. Please welcome Steve Breeze, everybody.
Come on, guys. How you doing? Hey, come on. You guys can do it. Live audience is being taped. I gotta impress my mom because I'm doing this for a living. Come on, you guys. One more time. Say, I love you, Denise. I love you, Denise. All right, there you go, Mom. I've said it. Oh, man. I personally don't believe in God is a statement that usually brings silence to a room full of people. Kind of like this. He got it. Oh, right? Religion's kind of a crazy thing. I don't think religious people are crazy at all. You can believe in whatever you want. Just be aware that there are millions of other people who don't believe in the crazy thing you do. It's like totally other crazy things you can believe in. Like, I've read both I'm into the New Testament and the Old Testament. I've studied both, and one of the craziest things that I picked up from it is in the Old Testament, during the apocalypse, everybody on earth fights the battle between good and evil. In the New Testament, the Christians, they go to heaven, and they watch the battle between good and evil. So pretty much what heaven is to Christians is Canada to Americans. Oh, man. And I'm of age to be a little afraid of a draft, maybe, possibly happen. I don't know. It could happen again. Who knows? There's a lot of war happening in the world. There's a lot of crime happening right here in America. We should all be aware of it. Be on top of the news. It's really dangerous what's going on. And the thing is, like, I don't know if I could prepare myself. I don't really want to be in a war. I'm a hipster. Like, the only way that I could actually possibly join the army is if they start using, like, the retro uniforms. You know? I'd really be into that. Like, if I could go in Civil War uniforms, totally down. I'm all about that. All about that kind of stuff. Sometimes the news, it kind of writes the joke for us. Like, recently, a 9-year-old with an Uzi. That's just hilarious. I don't even know. I thought that was an Onion article, to be honest. I was like, there is no way someone gave an Uzi to a 9-year-old girl. And the weird thing is, like, it happened, like, it's not like someone just gave a girl an Uzi and she went nuts with it, or the girl found it in her dad's closet and went on a rampage. She was at a gun range, which was also a burger joint. Talk about slippery fingers, right? Like, that has to be, like, the weirdest family vacation. Like, yeah, we're gonna go to burgers and guns. Like, that's gonna be fun. Like, I just want to know, that's an adult playground. Like, I just want to know what the kids' meal came with. Like, what toy did that you know? Like a gun clip, hair clip, like that's maybe oh fuck, maybe it was well, it was a fucking Uzi, that's what it was. I don't remember the rest of that joke, but it's an Uzi, and they pick a shot a little girl. And I feel bad that she has to live with that the rest of her life. Like, and you know, the dude died, so it really shouldn't be laughing at it, but fucking hey. Oh, yeah, that was, I don't know. Sorry, rest in peace, people that are still dead, you know. I just want everyone to take a deep breath in right now and reflect on the most depressing moment in your life. Okay. Now that we're, like, comedy's all about relating, and I'm a really depressed person, so this is how, you know, and it's the only way you're gonna laugh at this next joke if you're on my level, because I'm gonna tell you a story that's super depressing about how I accidentally killed my girlfriend's cat. Okay, I got everyone's attention, but I feel like there's still some tension in the room. You know, it was an accident. Let's just put it that. It was an annoying cat, let's put it that. It was like one of those cats that, like, sat on you and was, like, meowing and shed all the time, and I hated, like, one time I saw the cat sleeping on the couch, and I ran across the piano to scare it awake. Okay, a lot of you don't keep up with your old-timey movies. That's an old thing. Come on. All right, so what happened was, I was babysitting the cat. My girlfriend gave me that responsibility like an idiot. And I hated the cat. She knew that. And I was trying to watch TV and the cat kept, meowing and being on my lap, and I was like, I don't want you on me, so I pushed it off and I ran to the bedroom and I shut the door behind me, but the door hit me in the butt, and I looked down and I saw the dead cat. And I was like, uh-oh. So I did what any sensible Italian kid would do. I called my Uncle Tony. I was like, hey, Tony, it's Stefano. Vincenzo's Bambino, I really got a bag. I don't want any more. What do I do? So yes, I'm coming to family dinner for Christmas. Don't worry about it. Italians, they just go off topic all the time. He just told me to bury it in the backyard. And I was like, all right, I can do that. So what I did is I wrapped it in a black plastic bag and went outside at midnight to dig a hole and bury the cat. And I finished digging the hole and I was about to drop the cat in the hole, and a worm popped out and said, hey man, plastic's not biodegradable. You shouldn't do that. And I was like, you're a smart little worm. So I took the cat out of the plastic bag, and I was going to put the cat in the hole again, and I heard a noise behind me, and it scared the shit out of me. So I threw the cat up in the air, and it landed right in front of my girlfriend. She screamed, fell over, hit her head, and died. Hey, Tony, she came home. What do I do? Okay, that should have got a laugh. I called Tony again, Oh, man. It's been kind of a stressful week for me, though. Girlfriend died. And I really need to figure out her Facebook password. It's like I can't leave a girl in a relationship forever. When she's dead, I can't be that man. Okay, you guys, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. I already know my dead girlfriend's Facebook password. Snickers, her dead cat's name. Like, that's problem solved. Man. I'm gonna divide the room here really quick. Ladies, make some noise if you watch porn. Nobody. Oh, okay, fine. There was like a delayed reaction. Okay, porn isn't kitty cat. All right, white women. You guys watch kitty cats and puppy dog montage videos on YouTube? Make some noise. Same thing as porn for you guys. Absolutely the same thing. I've seen you guys masturbate to it. Really strange. Really strange. It's like, oh my god, that's so cute. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, I just want to cuddle with it now. Sets. All right, guys, make some noise if you watch porn. Yeah. Still a few. I feel like there's a lot of liars in the room, or there's a lot of people dating. Dating online, that's what I'm going to end on with you guys. They say 4 to 5 people date online now. That means 4 out of 5 people have really boring stories about how they met. Okay, you guys have all met online. Most of you heard about this show from online. It's a resource I should be tapping into. I don't know. I can't date. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. I feel like I have a lot of like girlfriends. Like they're my friends who are girls, and they like me, but they don't like me. You know? And they always want to meet. Like I talk to them about dating. Like I'm having a really tough time dating, and they're like, Steve, I'd like to meet a guy just like you. Like, hi, I'm Steve. Follow me. Oh God. Because I'm really looking for a new girlfriend. So if any of you guys don't have cats, please find me after the show, and I will take you out to a nice dinner that you can afford. All right, take care, guys.
Let's keep this train rolling. I'd like to introduce our next comedian, one of my absolute favorites. Please welcome to the stage. Make some noise for Miss Liz Designer, everybody.
How we doing, Milwaukee? You sound great. You sound great on the recording. I'm going to tell you right now. A little bit about myself. I am a survivor of one of America's worst epidemics, childhood obesity. Ever heard of it? To give you some context, I've always been about this weight, just shorter. Like a lot shorter. So people think I exaggerate that for this joke, and I really don't. I have some proof. You guys heard of the Wisconsin State Fair cream puff eating contest? Yeah? I won that in 1998 when I was 10 years old. I do not exaggerate, guys. Okay? So I may have grown into my mass a little bit, but deep down, I'm very much still that little chunky kid eating cream puffs with no hands. I'm reminded of this all the time. Like, you guys know those articles that are trying to expose the food we eat as being disgusting? You know? I saw an article, everyone was really outraged at the beginning of baseball season. Arizona Diamondbacks Stadium started offering an 18-inch corn dog. And people were like, oh my God, that's disgusting. That is unnecessary. And I thought, yes. Because what is the only thing that can improve 12 inches of deep fried meat? 6 more inches of deep fried meat. That is correct. That is correct, you guys. So it's not the only thing that's still with me. I will do almost anything to get out of physical activity to this day. According to my personal trainer's scheduling book, I've been on my period for about 8 months. So, I also order a side of ranch. Like, everywhere I go, I don't even hear myself do it. It's like, and a side of ranch. Ma'am, this is Starbucks. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. A venti ranch. Thank you. And another thing that stuck with me, you guys, I will beat the shit out of a piñata. To this day, I will. I love piñatas. I spend a lot of time thinking about them recently. I think about the funniest thing that could come out of a piñata, like a surprise piñata. That's not even a joke. I just want you guys to brainstorm it too. It's so funny, like spaghetti and meatballs. I don't know. Given what I just told you, you might be surprised to learn that my mother just told me I need to grow up a little bit. So I took it to heart. Guys, I did something that all adults are supposed to be able to do. I went out to eat by myself. Has anyone ever done this? Anyone eaten at a restaurant alone? Yeah. It's an experience. You know, first you have to clarify to the host that really it's just you, just one. Yes, just me. I'm not with them. I'm not with them. It's just me. I'm alone. I'm alone. I'm alone. I'm alone. Right? And they put you in the furthest back corner so you don't depress the rest of the patrons. But it's okay, because you can order whatever you want when you go out to eat by yourself. You don't have to worry about anyone judging you. If you ever go out with a friend, you're really hungover, you just want like gravy with gravy, a side of gravy, and then your friend is like, I'll have the small quinoa salad with the dressing on the side. And we're like, come on, that was not the plan! You order whatever you want when you go out to eat by yourself, so you're sitting there, you're eating, you're enjoying, you're tweeting about what an adult you are, you're owning it, and then without fail, the host will bring over a party of the most beautiful people you've ever seen, roughly your age. She's gonna seat them right next to you. And they are laughing, and they just leapt off the pages of a J. Crew calendar, and they're just the most gorgeous people you've ever seen, and they're multiplying, and more keep coming, and more keep coming. And without fail, some bitch will walk up to you with her mimosa and say, excuse me? Can we use your extra chair because we have so many friends here? And our friends just keep coming. It's like, we just have so many friends. And you're like, you know what? I have friends too. I'm an adult. Let me tell you this, if being an adult means getting hysterical at a Texas roadhouse, then fuck it, I'm out. I'm out. My friends have been trying to do some more adult stuff lately too. I recently went to my first passion party. You guys ever heard of these? Not a Passion of the Christ party. Do not make that mistake. A passion party is a sex toy party where a consultant comes over, brings a bunch of sex toys, and teaches you and your friends how to use them. This was a new experience for me. I don't know that I want anything down here that's measured in horsepower. It's all right. She had some cool stuff though. She had some edible body glitter, which was gluten-free, I asked. Got to sample some of that. She also brought some lingerie samples, encouraged us to try them on, thinking, oh no, that's disgusting. I'm so full, I couldn't possibly eat all of that body glitter. Oh, no. Also, lingerie samples is not a phrase that should exist. It's just wrong, guys. There was a few interesting names for products there. They had a cock ring called the Ocho Cinco. Because if it's named after a football player, your boyfriend won't even mind, right? Wrong. But my real question is that what happens when you don't win a Super Bowl ring? You get a cock ring named after you? Tough break, Chad. Tough break. But my favorite part of the whole thing was the edible lubes. They had all these edible lubes that were supposed to encourage men to go out to eat downtown. Okay. Here's the thing, the flavors were things like key lime pie and pear berry. If we're trying to get men to spend some time down there, why don't we make the lubes flavored after things that they care about? Like, I don't know, McRib. Flat Miller High Life. But there's actually kind of a movement to get people to go out to eat downtown. There's a new app that teaches you how to do that on your phone. My question is the phone going to pretend to like it too? Alright guys, I'm going to leave you with this. My friends and I have game nights sometimes. I'm not a huge game person, don't love them. In fact, in the time it took my ex-boyfriend to play one game of Risk, I joined an online dating site and met my current boyfriend. But there's an important exception to this rule, and that is the game of Never Have I Ever. You guys ever played this game? So fun. This game is great because you can use it in a lot of different ways as an adult. You can use it to brag about yourself, like, never have I ever gotten a B. Everyone's like, oh my god, she's really smart. Did you know she was that smart? Yeah, she's really smart. You can use it to get invited places. Like, never have I ever been to brunch at Brokaw. Oh my god, you've never been to Brokaw? We go every week. Oh, I know, right? That's so weird that I've never been. You guys go every week. I'd love to go sometime, and we've never been. Oh, you should come this week. We're going this week. Do you want to come? Yes, totally, perfect. But my favorite way to use this is to call your friends out for all the sketchy shit they've done. Never have I ever hooked up with someone else's boyfriend after St. Patrick's Day bar crawl in the backseat of a Chevy Cruise, left my bra there, said it was someone else's, contracted a cold, blanket on a drinking fountain, and gold chip that's the same thing 2 weeks later and lied about it, Trisha! You guys, I'm Liz Steiner. You've been great. Give it up for your host,
If you liked Liz, you can check her out. She'll be performing September 20th at a show I'm producing called Food Truck. That's right, we'll have a food truck and comedy show. So maybe you'll get to see Liz eating by herself. Witness that. And if you're really lucky, she'll share some of her body glitter that you eat. So yeah, I'm really excited about it. He produces a show at the Backlot Comedy House in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, every month. Yeah, give it up for Oshkosh. Yeah. And if you look closely, he's wearing 2 pairs of glasses. That's right. Double the glasses, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for Maddie Field. Here we go.
He only brings lies. I'm wearing, clearly, I'm wearing 1 pair of glasses. That's it. Are you guys up on your current affairs? Everybody, are you watching the news? things are crazy right now. Can we all agree on that, right? Yes. Ferguson, all that shit going down. Every single news outlet, racism is just across every screen, right? This is 2014. Haven't we come far enough where we don't need to have this in our faces every day and experience this? Like, I honestly think that if Abraham Lincoln were still alive today, he would probably say, "Why can't I die?" Right, that's a pretty fair guess. Right? Unless he was into the whole immortality thing, that he might go with like, "Fuck you, John Wilkes Booth." Right? I got some messed up news today that I'm trying to just digest this. This is never anything that is easy to take down, but I just found out that my dad is dying, and it's been just weighing pretty heavy on me. He's got a terminal condition. He was diagnosed with reverse Benjamin Button disease. And I took a little time to look into the genealogy of my family. It turns out my entire family tree from the beginning, every single person has died from reverse Benjamin Button disease. It's hereditary, you guys. It's just a matter of time for me. It's a literal matter of forward-moving time. Talking about birthdays, you guys. Everybody's aging, right? That's a good transition. I had a birthday not too long ago, and birthdays in my household are a big deal. My wife, she goes above and beyond. She's amazing. She always comes up with these really thoughtful presents for me every single year. Most recent birthday, morning of, first thing, she comes singing and dancing into the room, and she's like, "I got a dinosaur!" And I lost my goddamn mind. A little bit of background on me. Since I've been this many, I have been obsessed with dinosaurs. And finally I'm going to get to own one. I've never been more excited in my entire life than that moment. It wasn't until I discovered the bottle of antibiotics that were on the counter later on that I realized what she actually said was, "I got a vaginosaur!" I'm sure I don't have to go into detail about how much less cool that is. It's like the void of space between how excited I was and then the subsequent disappointment, just immeasurable. Like, I don't know if you guys realize this or not, but you can't ride a vaginosaur to work in the morning. I've since tried and it does not work. Arguably, it ended up being just a little bit better than the previous year's birthday, when, once again, she came singing and dancing into the room. She's like, "I got full-grown maids!" And I was like, "Awesome!" I am admittedly a very messy person. I constantly live in just filth and clutter. Finally, we're going to have something that can intervene, right? Maids. More than one. Maids. Plus the fact that they're full-grown, I mean, that's going to help out because like, we don't have to worry about child labor laws, any of that bullshit. Wasn't until later on when I took a gander at the old white blood cell count. I realized she said, "I got full-blown AIDS!" So, I think the punchline to that section of jokes is, my wife's gross. She's not, I'm just kidding. She and I have we've been married to each other for 11 years. There you go. That was me sending out a hook. That was fishing for some applause for that. I have to feel good about myself about something. So I mean, look at me for Christ's sake. And that's the thing. Look at me for Christ's sake. She has to every day for the last 11 years. That's crazy. Like, this is the thing about anyone else in a long-term relationship been married to the same person for a long time? Anybody around the clock? It's tough, right? Because here's the thing, she gets better and better looking every single day, and as you can see with the person in front of you, I'm just falling apart, and so it turns into kind of less of a looks thing and more of a skills thing. I'm talking about humping, you guys. I'm trying to, it's tough, you've been with the same person for so long, they've seen all of your moves, they know what to expect. When I say they see your moves, I mean, she's seen my move. I give you a preview of my move. recognize this one. It's a classic. It looks like this. It's like a coming. Like that's my move. But I don't want her to lose interest, you guys. So I did come up with a series of games that actually can be played with your significant other. If I see some of you are taking notes, so this is the portion of my performance. Feel free to write this down. Take it home, share it with your lovers. The first game that I came up with that I've been playing with her to keep her excited with me, it kind of goes back. Remember when you guys were kids and you play that game Lava? You know, where like it's all about suspension of disbelief, right? Like you have to imagine that the floor of your living room is lava and you throw out the pillows and you gotta jump from pillow to pillow. If you touch the lava, you're gonna die, right? Everybody probably played that? Yeah. So this is very similar to that. All about suspension and disbelief. In this game, you have to believe that you are completely submerged underwater and that your significant other's genitals are a breathing apparatus. You have to hold your mouth against them for as long as possible, or you will drown. We call that game scuba. The second game that I came up with that really drives you crazy is the game, it's called Vagina Vagina Butthole. Okay, I'll just put the name out there on Front Street. It takes its rules from the popular childhood game Duck Duck Goose. You guys all look like you're smart people. I'm not going to waste your time explaining how to play Vagina Vagina Butthole. I don't get it. But just in case, like, saying the word vagina makes you uncomfortable, if, like, lawmakers and legislators have made that kind of an icky word for you, you can call it by its alternative street name, surprise butt sex. The third and final game that I came up with that we play, we call it How Many Fingers? And this is a game where you blindfold your significant other, and then you push anywhere between 1 and 5 fingers inside their body. And then based just on feeling alone, they have to guess how many fingers. Right? Sometimes I like to throw the old wiener into the mix. Last time I did that, I was like, all right, baby. How many fingers? And she was like, 1. And I was like, time to think about it and calculate. You're landing on 1? And she was like, yeah, 1. Is it a pinky? And I was like, there's no specifics in the rules. You don't guess which finger it is. And she's like, this is weird, but is it somehow a baby pinky? And I was like, I'm coming. I think I'll close out with this. This is important to me. I'm really into words, you guys. Like, you know, like adjectives, those are cool, right? Nouns, pretty awesome. Adverbs, like those. Even gerunds, I fuck with that. Gerunds are alright. This lifestyle of being in love with words has really drawn me to the Mad Libs series of books. You guys familiar with those? I got in pretty heavy with the Mad Libs. And our Mad Libs community last year took quite a blow, actually. The creator of the Mad Libs series of books, he actually passed away. But it's alright, because he lived to be boogers years old. I just feel that way. That was for me, you guys. Thanks, guys. I'm Matty Field. If you want, you can follow me on my way out to my car, because I don't have a Twitter. So.
Matty Field, ladies and gentlemen. This next comedian hosts a weekly open mic at Karma Bar and Grill down in Ogden. He also hosts Levity Radio on riverwestradio.com. You can check him out all over the city. He's a great guy, one of my favorites. Put your hands together for Casey Michelson, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey! Underground Collaborative, how you guys? Fantastic. I'm Casey Michelson. Here to tell some jokes. Actually, no, that's not true. You guys think I'm here to tell jokes, but I'm actually here to talk about hard and pressing issues. Gay marriage, I'm for it.
Yeah. Woo.
That's right. I'm for gay marriage because this country was founded on homosexuality. We have 4 fathers, you guys. Think about it. That's as gay as it gets. That's pretty gay. Anytime someone gets married, they're going to be having the same sex, so every marriage is a same-sex marriage. Why are we arguing? You guys want to hear an impression? Yeah. Here's an impression. I don't agree with Christians' beliefs, so we should silence them. That's my impression of liberals that don't want to be like Hitler, but accidentally find themselves thinking like Hitler. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh, Casey, you just made fun of liberals, so by default that makes you conservative. But I'm not, because I'm not secretly racist. Bam, 2 for 1. Now that I've leveled the room and we've talked about politics, we can move on to my trip to Colorado. Went to Colorado, you guys. Got to climb a mountain in Colorado with my buddy. It was liberating. It was a spiritual experience. We were climbing the mountain, and we got tired at one of the smaller peaks, so we decided to take a rest. We were sitting on this cliff. We were overlooking the foothills, and it was majestic. It was great. And then this eagle just comes flying through the valley. It was glorious. And my friend looks at me, and he goes, "Casey, man, I wish I was free like that bird." That bird is free, Casey. Yeah, that bird doesn't know if it's going to eat tonight, all right? That bird lives in a constant fight-or-flight existence. It's probably on its way right now to go viciously kill some rodent in the foothills and try to carry its carcass back to its little family before it gets mauled by a potentially larger and faster predator. I'll take human, thank you very much. Moving on to seafood. I ate crab the other day, you guys. I didn't necessarily want to, but my buddies were all like, "Oh, let's get some crab." You know, I spent $30 on crab. And no wonder crab's so expensive, you need a freaking kit just to eat it. Like the waitress came over and she's like, "Oh, you got some crab, here's a bucket, a clamp, some mallet, a fire retardant blanket, some reflectors in case you want to set up a perimeter." Do I get road flares with it too? Spent $30 so you can get a little Slim Jim's worth of meat. Meanwhile, there's a couple guys up in the Bering Sea on a boat getting pounded by freezing roadways, watching their coworkers fly off the side of the boat, sinking to their watery graves. So you can sit at Bonefish Grill, some meat dipping in some butter, going, "Oh, this is quaint." This is quaint. Look how fancy we are. I normally don't I don't eat that fancy usually. I like junk food and like cheaper foods. And look at me, look at this shirt, there's stains on it. You know, but it's hard to eat junk food in today's day and age, 2014, because there's like this subgroup of people walking around now, foodie people. They know everything about food and nutrition. They try to make you feel bad, and they're everywhere too. Like I walked into a gas station, I bought a Ritz cracker sandwich, I set it on the counter, and the clerk goes, "There's not even real cheese in those." "Oh, well, if it isn't Miss Second Shift with all the answers to the universe." Maybe when you're done solving all mankind's problems, you can go refill the cappuccino machine, fucking Edith. It's a good thing I ran into you. I was just merrily skipping down the street like, "Oh, I hope there's no synthetic cheese in my cracker sandwich to save my fucking life, Edith." If I opened up those 2 cheap-ass crackers and found an 18-year age Gouda cheese in there, I would be offended. Get out of here with that noise. I was standing in line at the grocery store. I do that from time to time. That happens. I caught the headline, yeah, groundbreaking stuff, you guys. I caught the headline of a Cosmopolitan magazine that said 247 sex tips. Call me crazy, but if you're the kind of person that needs 247 tips for sex, then you shouldn't be having sex. You literally know 0 things about sex. You don't get an F minus, you get a minus F, which is negative F, you hopeless soul. What's that even like? Like, you'd be sitting there like, where do I put it? Like, right below the belly button where the hair starts? We've all been there, huh, guys? We were all 16 at one point. It happens. There's a lot going on down there. There's a lot of things to pay attention to. Anyway, where were we? So, on this Cosmopolitan magazine, I caught another headline at the corner and it said, 30's the new 20. I'm like, great. So when I turn 30, I'll be directionless and looking for purpose for another decade. Awesome. I'm glad that continues. I was trying to tempt our own mortality here in this country. I always see those headlines just like, oh, 30's the new 20, or 40's the new 30. You ever think God's just in heaven like, 40's the new 40s, I'm going to kill you at 85, just like I planned. Everyone knows you're 40, right? Everyone knows because your kids have a loud mouth. It's good stuff. On the way here, I was listening to the radio, and a song came on by Nelly Furtado. Maybe you guys remember it. It goes, I'm like a bird, I only fly away, but I don't know where my home is. And that's bullshit, because the average bird can traverse multiple hemispheres, migrate over 16,000 miles, and still find its way home. You make a shitty bird, Nelly Furtado. And they says to me, Casey, don't put 2 bird jokes in your set, but I did it. It's fuck birds. Fuck Leonard Skinner. Got some Leonard Skinner fans in the house. All right, that's good to know. It's good to know. I took me and my girlfriend took a road trip down to California this summer. And we decided it'd be a good idea if we had sex in every single state that we passed through on the way there, just to say that we did. And that was awesome. Everyone else in that Greyhound bus was pissed. Yeah, next time I'm taking Megabus because they're not fucking prudes. How to end this? So I had this idea for a sitcom, for a TV show, starring Bill Clinton, like after the presidency, and have like a laugh track and everything. Standard sitcom. I don't have anything written yet, you guys, but I have a trailer I could act out if you'd like to see it. Look at my vision. Alright, so it goes something like this. Are you looking to spice up your Thursday nights on Fox? Well, tune in to an all-new sitcom starring former President Bill Clinton. Fox was kind enough to give me my own show. You better buckle your seatbelts. Featuring hard-hitting drama. I veto this bill. Mr. President, you can't veto this bill. This legislation is going to give underprivileged children meals for an entire year. Yeah, but you got to veto 1 out of every 3, otherwise they start calling you biased. An edgy new comedy. I just hired a new member of my team to hang my scepters after all my speeches. You could call him my chief of staff. Someone better stop old Willem right now, he's hot. All right, Bill, that's enough. Come on, Hillary, it's a Friday. This summer, coming to Fox, I'm back. Keeping up with the Clintons. Former President Bill Clinton, what are you doing in the Oval Office? Oh, I got an alumni key. I come here to watch the Netflix when Brock's not using it. Premiere September 18th. That was fabulous. I'm Casey Michelson. You guys are the best crowd on the entire planet. Enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you very much.
One more time for Casey Michelson, ladies and gentlemen. All right. We're getting down. We got one left before I introduce our final comic of the evening. Just, you guys are getting nervous. You are getting nervous again. He's got a clipboard. Let's see there. I do have this clipboard. It is the MilwaukeeComedy.com mailing list. Make sure to sign up on the way out. Please print legibly. That's the teacher in me coming out. Please print legibly. If you sign up, you get a discount on Comedic Release number 2. That's $1 off the CD, $5 $4 with the sign up. Booyah. You're also going to find out when this CD is being released, because that's coming up in a bit. After we finish recording it, hold your patience. Jeez, people. You guys ready for your final comedian of the night? This next guy and I host a late night style talk show right here in this room called The Good Night Milwaukee Show. He's one of the best. He's one of my favorites. Jake Cornelli, ladies and gentlemen.
Too much show, I think. I think this was too much. They could have cut out some of the comedians towards the end, maybe the last guy. I don't know. This show was fine. Like, it was fine. We didn't need another one. Come on. You guys, I wanted to dress up for you guys. Realized when I got here, I just looked like a substitute teacher. Like a substitute teacher in like an inner city like middle school where like I think like I'm gonna change these kids, but really you guys changed me. Yeah, we're going on a journey tonight. You guys, I want to try something a little different. Shout out a topic and I'll do a joke about that. I'll just do any topic. Not everyone at once. No, seriously, I can just riff on like any topic, just anything.
Bears, burritos, basketball.
I can do anything. Any topic.
Sex, money.
Okay, I think someone in the back said Kelly and Michael live. Okay. I think so. I mean, I didn't expect to go political right up top, but I think I can make that work. You guys, Kelly Ripa and Michael Strahan have a talk show in the morning, and I'm the only person who watches it. I'm pretty sure that I'm the only person in America that appreciates that show. I love it because, like, someday I want to be on TV, and like this show kind of gives me hope. Like because like the first like 20 minutes of the show, they just talk about topics that are in the news. Like not like content of topics, just like the headline, and then just like kind of like talk about it, like whatever they know about, you know, like just nothing. But they have no idea what they're talking about, and that's amazing to me. Like they have nothing to talk about on a talk show, and that's great because maybe someday people will wake up to my ignorance, and there's hope for me, you guys. I'm excited. There's hope. You guys, I realized something recently. When I was a kid, the most fun I could have would be like playing outside after dark. Like that was like the most fun I could ever have. But as an adult, the most frightening thing I ever see, kids playing outside after dark. That's scary. That's too scary. Like if I'm ever like in a place and I just hear giggling and I don't know what direction it's coming from, living nightmare. That's what that is. No, but kids are okay. I like some kids. I like my nephew. My nephew's great. I'm actually my nephew's godfather, and basically what that means is if my sister and my brother-in-law were to pass away unexpectedly, I would then have the responsibility of putting my nephew up for adoption. Because I love him, and I just love my family. I love my family. I love my dad. My dad's great. He is the most awkward person that I will ever have a conversation with. He is the worst. He is very awkward. I was at my grandmother's funeral, and I was very sad because I was at my grandmother's funeral, and my dad comes up to me, and I think like, oh, maybe he's gonna cheer me up because he's like, well, I have someone you need to talk to. And so I assumed that it was like a family friend or like a relative that I haven't seen in a long time. No. It was the funeral director that he wanted me to talk to because my dad thought that's a great career choice for me to make. And this is obviously the most opportune time for me to get my foot in the door, like obviously. So that means at still a disappointment. And thanks, Dad. Thanks. No, I know. Seriously, I love my dad. He's great. He is old enough now where he's in his 60s now, and he's single. So, ladies, my dad. But he's like at an age like he can't meet new people. You can't just meet new people when you're in your 60s, and so he's been trying online dating. However, he is terrible with computers, and he has no idea what he's doing, and so I have to help him out on these dating websites, and he doesn't know what he's doing, and I'm just trying to like show him how to do some things. And one day he wanted to send a girl or a woman that he was talking to online. He wanted to send her like a song from YouTube, and I was like, okay, I can show you how copy and paste works. And I was like, okay, well, what song do you want to send her? And he was like, oh, yeah, just any song. No, you have to like figure out like a specific. You can't just send any song to like a stranger that you're talking to on a weird dating website for older people. You can't just send a random song. And I was like, well, how about the Beatles? Everybody likes the Beatles. And he's like, yeah, she'll get a kick out of that. Like no one, like someone's never heard the Beatles before. Like he's gonna introduce her to that. And so I showed him how to like copy and paste Octopus's Garden into this message, and the most romantic Beatles song. I think we all agree. And I was like, okay, well now you got the video in there. Do you want to add a message? Like you can say something? And he was like, no, she'll get it. Which I thought was like really weird and creepy at first, but then I realized that's just how fucking smooth my dad is. Just send a random song. It could be any song on this like weird old people dating site, and they're gonna be like, oh, this guy's awesome. Like, this is definitely who I want to spend the rest of my life. 10, 15 more years. This is pretty good. That's great. Let's see. I don't know if you can tell by looking at me. This will be a shocker. I know. Brace yourselves, you guys. I have never been to a strip club before. Shocking, right? Yeah, I've never been there. Mainly because I know that I would be the guy in like the first row. There's rows, right? Like. Like I would just assume that it would be like movie theater, like when you're in there. But I'd be the guy in the first row that would be like, hey fellas, hey. I think she likes me. No, I'm serious. This is true love. Oh. I'm gonna give Tiffany all of my money. This is great. We're gonna get married. No, I've never been to a strip club before. Like I would be uncomfortable. I would just be very uncomfortable there. I wouldn't approve of anything that would be happening. However, I would like going to a feminist strip club. That would be great. Like strip club with a Y. That would be the best. Featuring their best stripper, the feminine mystique. You guys, anybody? Women's studies majors? Anybody? Anybody here? Anybody go to college? Anybody? No, I was, never been to a strip club. I'm pretty awkward around women, to be honest. Yeah. Let's, pretty awkward. Let's see, when I was in college, I was even worse. Like, I was the worst. Like, I didn't wear a fedora, but my personality wore a fedora. That's the kind of person I used to be. But I'm trying to be better though. I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to like understand women because there are some things that I know that I'll just never understand. For example, there is a new world's record for the world's largest baby. It's 15 pounds. Yeah, gasp, that's crazy. 15 pounds. If you don't know what 15 pounds looks like, imagine a quarter-pound cheeseburger for McDonald's. And now imagine 60 of those. That's 15 pounds. That's ridiculous. A woman had to give birth to that pile of meat. And then 9 weeks later, go back to her job, where she's making 20% less than her male counterparts doing the same job.